Bargain hunters for Magic the Gathering are finding a real deal this week. Everyone wants a deal and they're finding it right now. Welcome back everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks for hanging out with me on the channel today. We are here for the Hot 10. The hottest selling cards in Magic this week. I do one for Saturday, of course, and one for Sunday for the reserve list. The hottest selling cards. But that changes from week to week as popularity or deals are found. And right now there's a lot of deals causing people to buy certain cards I didn't expect. And then what we have coming, of course, is this is the big weekend for Double Masters 2022. The list is just going to get flipped upside down next week with people looking for some of the cards in this. And the sales are going to be all over the place. I can't wait to cover it. But right now we're here. We're in the moment. We're trying to find out which was the hottest selling card. Which card did people desire most? What was number 1? What is number 10? There's a few surprises this week. A few things cracked onto the board. Pardon me for a second. Got to have that coffee in the morning. A little Optimus Prime Megatron this week. Threw my whole coffee cup regime off. It's not my regular cup. It is my cup, but it's not my regular cup. You know what it's like. So on this Saturday morning, as I put this down, I can't wait to see what you guys say in those comment sections. Shake things up a little bit, see what people are buying and selling. Good times to be had by all. So let's start things out at number 10. We're starting things out with a blast from the past. Otawara Soaring City from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. I've talked to you guys about cards like this, and it's cracked itself back into the Hot 10 again. 329 sales July 1st to the 8th of 2022. This card at one point was about, what, $20 Canadian? Here we have it at $10.73 US. The market price is $10.32 US. The foil's too close together at $11.38. €15, 3 cents to get this card into your house. And when you take a closer look, when you see what it does, it is a legendary land. I do play with 4 in some of my stuff on Arena because I only need to lay out 1 and have 3 for its channel ability. Now the channel ability says, discard Otawara Soaring City, return target artifact, creature, enchantment, or planeswalker to its owner's hand. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature you control. This is an epic, well-made card. It has playability, it has desirability, and durability. It doesn't come into play tapped. It has versatile effects that can help the game in an offensive or defensive type of posture. This card is going to go high, okay? And the fact that people ignored it when it was going low allowed me to pick up a couple of full art extended ones for just a few dollars more than what they're going for right now. And I'm happy I did. I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. It's an amazing card. So let's go ahead and take a look at number 9 this week. And that is going to be Big Score. Streets of New Capenna. People are looking for deals. They're looking for bargain basement stuff. These cards have been ignored for about a month now with all this crazy spoiler season coming along. Some sales have happened at stores, and some of these things are just dirt cheap, and people have found ways to use these cards. 592 sales this week with an average price of only 44 cents US. The market's even lower. A foil is surprisingly a little bit more expensive. $2 US is quite a lot. It's only 12 cent euro to get this card to your house. It's about $1 here in Canada. But when you take a closer look at this card and see what it does, it is an instant, which is nice. It's one red and 3 generic, but it's just 1 red mana. You can splash that into lots of different things. As an additional cost to this spell, discard a card. Well, if you have cards you hate or cards you can't use, that makes perfect sense. Draw 2 cards and create 2 treasure tokens. Now, that, with all the cards we have coming up and the cards that can duplicate effects and stuff, this is actually a fairly desirable card. It's got some versatile uses going forward that you're going to see with all this token creation we have. I can see why it's so cheap. I don't think the price is going to change anyway dramatically, but it's going to be a card that people are going to play with. They're going to be buying this card, and that explains why these sales for a card like this are starting to pick up. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 8 this week, and of course, our Displacer Kitten, our little furball of joy, is still hanging in there from Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate. 701 sales this week. The average price is leveling out now. I thought it was going to drop a little bit further. I still think it will, as people calm themselves down and recognize it's a great card, but not a godly card. The average price is $12.58 US. The market price is $11.10 US. A foil, a little bit, a little still too close, right? But $13.95 US. This card's still about $18 here in Canada, and it's €9.95 to get that card into your house. When you take a closer look at the kit in here, 1 blue, 3 generic for a 2/2. Definitely not the best thing, but it has avoidance. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Again, offense, defense, depending on what you're trying to do, blinking things in and out to get them out of your way or to get rid of an effect or cause an effect to happen can be a lot of fun, guys. A great card that people know how to use properly. You can see why this card's popular. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 7 this week, and that's right, this dragon just refuses to go. The Wrathful Red Dragon with 1,107 sales this week. Average price actually creeped up a dime. It was $275 last week. This week it's $285, and it's still there in the top 10. The market price is $2.37 US. A foil is $2.67 US, €2.26 to get that card to your house. Here in Canada, you're looking at about $5 still. I mean, when you take a closer look at that bad boy dragon, 2 red, 3 generic for a 5/5 flyer, Shivan dragon size from back in the day. Whenever a dragon you control is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target that isn't a dragon. It's such a fun card, guys. I can see why people are buying it. I picked up a couple of play sets. They were so cheap. I went for the full art extended. What a great card, guys. Amazing. All right, now we're going to take a look at number 6 this week, and that is, I know, can you believe this card is still hanging in there too? Miriam the Sentinel Worm. This thing has sold, what, 10, 12,000 copies since it's been released? Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate. 1,284 sales. Guys, it just sticks around, okay? The average price, though, has come down from that like $4 or $5 level to $1.49 US. The market price is $1.23 US. A foil is $2.30 US. €1.80 to get that card to your house. $3 here in Canada. But when you take a closer look at the card, recognize what it does. It is 1 red, 1 blue, 1 green, 3 other. Depending on how you're building it, not always the most desirable color combinations, but it has flying and it has ward. Ward is something that cannot be underestimated. It can tie your mana up. You can make mistakes trying to cast spells at stuff. It's amazing. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that is a copy of it, except the token isn't legendary if that dragon is legendary. Oh, there's so many legendary dragons, and we're going to get there. I'm going to take you on the trip. You're going to come with me. Just hang in there, guys. Hang in. It's such a great thing. All right, number 5 this week. Now, number 5 is Slip Out the Back. That is Streets of New Capenna. Have you noticed a theme here, guys? These are a lot of underrated cards having a lot of sales. 1,865 sales this week. Less than $1 across the board. The foil is expensive, just like we saw in the other one. $2.31 for the foil. It's a cheap card, but when you take a closer look at this, when you see what a card like this can do for you, it is 1 blue instant. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and it phases out. You can save your creature while pumping it up. Remember that. Phase your creature out and making it a little bit bigger when it comes back. Making spells fail, making people miss their target. This can just be amazing. And you don't have to target your creature. You can target someone else's creature. You can make a friend in Commander. You can make some allies. You can just mess with people who are trying to do some crazy effect on their own creatures. It's awesome. Okay? An amazing little card that I can see why people would enjoy using. Now let's go ahead. Let's jump down here to number 4. Can you believe this? The Wayfarer's Bauble. Coming in there and coming in strong. 5th Dawn edition sold a lot of copies. 1,932 sales from the 1st to the 8th. This card's still less than $2. A foil, though, $13.28. Remember, 5th Dawn, old school stuff. This is a set from years and years ago. What, 2000, I don't know, 2003? Somewhere around there, guys. And when you look at this, you recognize the fact older foils cost a lot more money. And when you take a closer look at the bauble, it is 1 generic. That's it. It's an artifact. 1 generic. 2 to use it. Sacrifice the Wayfarer's Bauble, search your library for a basic land card, and put it into play tapped, then shuffle your library. Picture that. And there are ways to bring artifacts like this back and use it multiple times, copying effects. There's so many ways to drill down on this, it makes my mind get dizzy. It's a Saturday morning. I shouldn't be thinking so hard, but what an amazing card. Let's jump to the next one. Let's take a look at number 3 this week, and that is going to be Lae'zel Valkyries Champion. Okay, I'm sure I pronounced that horribly. You guys know I pronounce things horribly. Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate at number 3. 2,084 sales. This card's less than $1. The market has it at like 50 cents. The foil's $1.12. This card does not cost a lot of money. €1.16 to get it into your house. I think this card's $1 here in Canada as well. But when we take a closer look at the card, when you actually view what the card does, it is a legendary creature, Gith Warrior, okay? Weird as well, because back in the day, Gith are from like the Outer Planes and stuff, as I recall in 2nd edition. It is 1 white, 2 other, legendary creature. If you would put 1 or more counters on a creature or planeswalker you control, or on yourself, put that many +1 of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead. Guys, and it has choose a background. Talk about wanting to pump up a Planeswalker Friends deck. Little Super Friends action. All kinds of creatures that can get token things being built up. Oh, there's so many things that take counters nowadays that cards like this can cause crippling effects to your opponent when you can just jackhammer things out. People have to recognize how some of these cards will be used. It may be a cheap card. Maybe Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate doesn't have the spice that people wanted. But these utility cards, these kind of things are going to find homes. They are going to get used. But we've made it to number 3. We're moving the trip down. Let's stop fussing over champions and let's get ourselves down to number 2. And that's right. Deadly Dispute went from like way back in the list last week to come charging forward. And look at the price change. This card isn't like $1.23 anymore. It's moving up the list, okay? It is starting to gain momentum because as we talked about last week, it didn't get as much printed as people think. Baldur's Gate Commander Legends didn't have that many open, so there's not a lot in the market. The ones from D&D were bought out early on, and that set got short run. Guys, I don't know, we've talked about this so many times. You guys know how I feel. I feel like I'm a running drum here. 1 black mana, 1 other instant. As an additional cost to this spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature. And of course, a lot of people sacrifice the artifacts like the treasure tokens and stuff. Draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. So people can bounce this and bounce this back and forth again, casting it over and over again. It's an amazing card. If somebody's going to board wipe, you sack your own creature, you get 2 cards. The playability of this is just phenomenal, and that's why it is such a valuable card. Wizards expected people to buy into Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate, and people didn't bite, which means not enough of these are in the market. And whatever's out there right now is not nearly enough to satisfy the desire of players who want to play with it. It's going to be hilarious. I can't wait. This thing's going to go back up to like $5 before you guys know it. At least that's my humble opinion. I'm not a financial guy, but it's my humble opinion. So, you've made it this far. We've gone from number 10 all the way down to number 2. We're jumping up here now to the last card on the list. We are going to number 1. And I think it's going to surprise a lot of you this week, so enjoy the surprise. Iymrith, the Desert Doom, Borderless Edition. 2,604 sales from the 1st to the 8th of July. The average price is $6.23 US. The market price is $5.87 US. A foil is $12.52 US. I wonder why that is. Look at that difference. And it's €6.73 to get this card into your house. Not available locally, it's sold out. So, Iymrith, the Desert Doom. Guys, when you look at this card, let's take a closer look at it. I love the art, by the way. Amazing art for this card. It's a mythic from Adventures in Forgotten Realms, the set that was short run that nobody cares about. It has 2 blue, 3 generic. Legendary creature dragon. Flying. Iymrith, the Desert Doom has Ward 4 as long as it is untapped. Whenever Iymrith deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then, if you have fewer than 3 cards in hand, draw cards equal to the difference. Do you guys see a problem with this card? You see an issue? Maybe something we missed? It's a phenomenal card that's super cheap and shouldn't be this inexpensive. This is the Borderless Edition. The other copies are selling a lot too. Inferno of the Star Mounts, all kinds of cards are starting to disappear. We are having things happen that were unexpected. The market's kind of topsy-turvy. You guys may laugh at dragon decks being built, but people are building them. And they are collecting these cards. They are going for the legendary dragons they can mix into their decks that have massive effects like Ward and crazy stuff like that. And it's happening because nobody cares. Nobody's paying attention. But when you start counting up the sales, ask a few stores, oh, I sold 4, I sold 6, I sold 2. Oh, I sold out like a week ago. Really? Then you start tracking it. You start following it. And you recognize how many of these cards are being sold because they're at a bargain. They're cheap. This isn't old Gnawbone. He has understandable advantages right away. But cards like this that can stay untapped, or if you can give it vigilance so it doesn't tap, can just be insane. It's a 5/5 for 5. It does brutal effects. I can see why people are buying it. Guys, this has been your Hot 10. These are the cards that are moving right now. There's lots of other cards making sales too. But when you look at these cards, you'll see why they're moving. Most people don't even want to talk about Double Masters. And that allows other people to move in and move in on these cards when they're cheap. They're not always going to stay cheap because everything was short run. These cards do have playability. I can't wait to see what the next few weeks will bring. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me today, and I hope you're having an awesome day wherever you are in the world of Magic. I can't wait to see you guys for the Sunday Hot 10 Reserve List Edition. Let's have a great time. Show me those comments. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you're buying any of these cards on TCG Player, don't forget to use my link found in the description of all of my videos. Have an awesome day, everyone. And of course, a big shout out goes out to all the fantastic patrons on my channel who support everything I do each and every day. Patrons make the world go round. Thanks again, everyone. Well, I got partway through my coffee. Such as life is, things move pretty fast. If you don't stay back sometimes and enjoy it, you just might miss something. You guys know. You know. Pick up the popcorn. Stop making a mess in your house. Help out your significant other. And if you're a kid watching my video, go clean your room. Help out your family. Be a team player. Society needs more of that nowadays. You have a neighbor out there who's a little elderly, a little bit older. Help mow their lawn. Pick some weeds out for them. Help take out the trash. Be a team player. Have an awesome day, everyone.